Hey guys, so today I'm going to be changing out the gear oil on my KTM. It's a 2010 300 XCW. This project is pretty much the same across the board for all the different makes and models that KTM offers in their two-stroke lineup. It's definitely one of those things that contributes to the longevity of your bike, so you want to make sure you do this one frequently.
So for this project, you're going to need some oil, paper towels, a ratchet wrench, an extension, some sockets, and an oil drain pan. So the first step in changing the oil on this bike after warming the engine up is to drain the oil out. The drain plug is right here under the case cover, and that's a 13mm bolt. So I'm just going to go ahead and loosen that up. We've got a drain pan here underneath. It shouldn't make too much of a mess. It's going to run off the frame here underneath. It's a good idea to check out the metal mud that is going to build up on the drain plug magnet. It's normal for there to be some metal on it, but what you're looking for is to be able to feel chunks in between your fingers. That's not normal for all this. I don't feel anything that really feels like any kind of grit, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this off just like that, and then call it good. I'm not really concerned about that at all. It's important to tip the bike towards you. Make sure you get all the oil out, because some of it will build up or it will pool in the engine if you don't tip it towards you. You don't have to tip it down that far, but maybe 30 degrees towards you is a good amount. And then just wait for it to completely drain out. Since the engine's warm, that's going to run out pretty quick. Just going to clean out the underside here. Any oil that's going to stick. And then I'm just going to replace the drain plug. Now, since this is a two-stroke, there is no oil filter. It's just changing the oil in the sump on the gear side. And then obviously the piston rings and crank and all that's lubricated through the gasoline and the two-stroke mixture. So now that I have the oil drained, I'm going to go ahead and remove this bolt here. It says oil level next to it here, and that's an indication of where your oil level is as you're filling it. So you want to fill the oil here through the fill cap until it starts weeping out of this hole here. So I'm using the factory recommended MotorX brand. I've never noticed any clutch slipping or issues with shifting or anything like that since I've gotten the bike, so I've been pretty happy with it. I have no complaints here. If you buy the smaller 1-liter jug of this is a lot easier to do, just because it's got a little pour spout on it and you don't have to use a funnel. But if you do have to use a funnel, I recommend a small one kind of like this, and then you can just kind of prop it up here with the Kickstarter and pour it in. So the factory specifications call for 0.7 liters, but I've always just filled it up until it starts coming out the overfill spout. I also leave the bike tilted back on the kickstand like it is right now, just so that it gets a little bit over that 0.7 liters since it is tilted back away from the fill window. I always like to run my bikes with a little extra gear oil, so that in the event that you leak any out, you don't have to worry too much. It's just that these things carry so little oil in them that if they leak any, it's a pretty big issue. You certainly don't want to run these with anything less than the recommended amount of oil. And there you can see it's starting to come out the overfill hole. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this plug back in. Now, when I first got this bike, this check plug was stripped out, so it's important to remember I had to drill this out and tap in a larger bolt, and it was really annoying. It's just important to remember that you're tightening it down against aluminum here, and it's not going to fall out. You just need to give it a little bit of a torque, but be careful not to strip that out. And go ahead and replace the fill plug, and you're good to go riding. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you have any thoughts or questions on this project, you can put those in the comment section below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. As always, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe if you like the content that we're putting out. We really appreciate it.